NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast, is made possible through contributions from listeners like you. To help support the podcast and to earn exclusive rewards, head to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. Believe it!
Hey everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're listening to NaruTalk. Believe it!
Hello everybody, welcome back to NaruTalk, the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto. I'm your host, Liam English, and with me as always is Morgan, Katie, and Raj. And also, this week we are joined once again by Nick Astor. Woo! Returning guest. How's it going? You're 2 out of, this is the second of 3 episodes.
Feels great.
Feels great? Welcome back.
A little tired today.
Have you lost your mind? Are you immersed in Naruto lore now?
Yeah.
Can you still enjoy the show without critically watching it?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks. It's been like.
you know when you meet someone.
It's been time. And
we are not recording this back to back with last week's episode. It's been weeks.
I just can't. The animation is so intense for me that I just see lines and no color anymore.
You know when you meet someone and they're like into Naruto, and it's eventually down the line you're gonna end up talking about Rock Lee versus Gaara, and then you watch that and you want to believe it's great, and then you're like, the animation looks a little iffy.
Yeah, bro,
there.
I see it like a fucking scientist.
Yeah, like the sound looks weird.
Yeah, because my fucking
looks weird. That's how crazy you go.
That's how into it.
What I was surprised about was how good Itachi and Kisame versus like
Kakashi and all those guys.
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
Well, that shit, the Tsukiyomi looks so fucking
Oh my
cool.
god, the Tsukiyomi always looks good.
Oh yeah, that shit's baller.
Spoiler, it always looks good.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
The Tsukiyomi is that thing that fucked up Sasuke and Kakashi so bad.
Like they're in the Sharingan.
Like the negative world.
Okay.
The thing that made him be in comas for
like...
Yeah. That was when Kakashi was getting stabbed for 3 days straight in his head.
When you said that, I think that's what it's actually supposed to be. And I never realized it until you said it, and I was like, I thought it was
fucking good at Naruto.
I was like, I thought it was the moon.
I never thought it was the moon. Yeah, that's dope. Sorry, Morgan, Katie, and Raj, I brushed over your intro. Did you guys have anything to say this week?
I think I really may have the coronavirus because it's been weeks since the last time we recorded, and I'm still sick.
That's crazy. It's like it's only been 2 hours since the last intro we recorded.
No, just so many weeks.
It doesn't help that I think that everyone gets sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everyone gets sick. And we're always in such close capacity. Me and Nick constantly get each other sick. My roommate, Nick. Not you, Nick. But we can get each other sick now that you're here.
Yeah.
But
Just
when we
breathe
smoke,
the air, bro.
we'll be coughing up like our literal like small intestines will fly out of our body, and we'll have to like drag them back in.
Yeah.
And we'll still like smoke with each other.
Just coil them on up.
Please don't kill him.
Yeah.
Oh no, I would never do anything to hurt Nick.
Yeah, no. And you have to survive too, because next week we announce the winner of your contest.
Oh my god.
For those of you that forgot about it, it's been a hot minute now, but Raj had a contest at the beginning of March, and
holy shit, I did.
Yeah. And since next week is the end of March, we that's when we'll be announcing the winners live on air.
Damn.
So get ready, be excited for that.
Live on air?
Yeah, I'm gonna put I have
all
it in
the
like
names
a thing. I'm
in
gonna
like
put
a
it in a
randomizer.
random number generator, and while we're on air, I'll be like, this is who it is, and then as soon as the episode's over,
So like next week in their world and not in our world. That
No,
makes
in
no
our
sense.
world, it's gonna be this Sunday when we record.
In our world, we're...
Wait, but how are we recording it live then?
Well, not. It's gonna be a simulation.
Yeah, it's simulated
But
live.
simulating it live
Yeah.
will be, and then when the episode goes out, I'll get in touch with them that day, I guess. And I'll be like, hey, guess what? You just found out about, but
I
we've known about.
I forgot to apply with my favorite.
You can apply.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We'll know about it for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I was questioning.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
See, you gotta learn not to question shit.
It's
that
complicated.
I feel like I shouldn't apply.
No, you
I've
should.
already gotten too much Naruto clout, but just sitting here.
You should apply. You should apply.
I think because I don't know, because we also have to be on our shit because we all promise things. Well, you have to sign the shirt.
Yeah.
You have to get the feet pics taken.
Listen.
Katie, I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta.
Sign the shirt.
Oh yeah.
I was
Right?
the only
Isn't it
person
everyone?
that promised anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If you want to draw a little design on the shirt, or
Draw
something.
my
You
feet.
want? I'll do it.
Draw our faces. Draw like little
Really,
caricatures
it's
of
a
our faces
Morgan's
on the shirt.
feet themed
Yeah.
gift from Rob.
my
Oh, okay,
I
wait. So
will draw
draw our faces, but then draw Morgan's face, but as a foot. Like just a foot,
Face
but like
by
Morgan.
the foot.
Morgan
Yeah.
has a foot
Face
person.
by the foot.
That is complicated, but the moral of the story is next week you'll find out who won the contest. You know what isn't complicated though? It's so easy that Raj could explain it. What this podcast is about.
Fuck me. Okay. So,
Oh god.
every week, 2 to 4 episodes of dubbed only Naruto on your streaming platform of choice. And there's
What is this?
there's like shit.
There's shit.
You've been doing this for the longest besides.
No, because the thing is, no matter, like, every time you do it, you think there's like a bullet point list, but all it boils down to is
it's
2
just
to 4
canon,
weeks,
dub,
canon only
2 to 4.
Naruto.
2 of us know
I
Naruto,
feel like
2 of
there's
us
like 8
don't.
things, and
It's
then
really
I'm
not.
always like trying
Yeah.
to think of the things, and that's why I get all awkward and like there just aren't any.
We should just change the podcast title to 2 to 4 episodes a week of
nobody has to
Naruto.
make the whole title the entire outline.
Yeah. 2 to 4 episodes a
Well,
week. is
in
the-
here, canon only, 2 to 4 eps a week, dub, 2 weebs, 2 normies. That's what it says in the
That's
outline.
all.
That's
Now
the title.
special guest
That's
host.
the new
And
title.
now
Astor.
with special guest on Nick, do you want to say anything this week? Anything special to the kids at home?
If that was the title on Spotify, it'd be cool because it just rolls down and you could just read it without trying.
And that-
2 of 4
and
episodes.
if there's one thing people love, it's reading. So that would
Reading a
And
podcast
if we
is
go
my
for the
favorite
full
thing.
length of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we wouldn't have to remind people because it's just like
Yeah, a little bit of light reading, yeah.
Insert title here.
But it's true. Every week we do watch some Naruto, and this week we watched episodes 92 and 93, which features Tsunade meeting with Orochimaru and finally saying her decision.
And I'm hype.
Bro, it's exciting as fuck. Is
Yeah.
she gonna kill Naruto and Jiraiya and sacrifice them to bring back Dawn and Milwaukee? Is she gonna not do that?
Is it Milwaukee?
No, Milwaukee.
My brain keeps wanting to be like Milwaukee.
I was just
No.
gonna say that every time you sound like Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Isn't that in, where is that? Wisconsin? Milwaukee?
Milwaukee and Dan.
I bet we have listeners in Milwaukee, wherever it is.
Probably. Milwaukeeans.
Right
Contact
in. Right
us.
in if you're a Milwaukeean.
I love, just contact us if you're from anywhere that's not, I guess, New York.
Yeah.
I just love knowing people that are not from our
We
home
get
state.
people from all, only
People
like
from
70% of
Denmark
our
and
listeners
people
are from
like,
the U.S.
If there's any Japanese
What
listeners, please tell
70.
me. That would be crazy.
Yeah. I don't think there are any Japanese listeners.
Right?
It's like our lowest percentage.
That
What if we had, oh, that'd be so fun.
that would be wild that they're watching it. Do you think they watch it dubbed?
In Japan. Yeah, they watch it dubbed with subs.
Yeah.
No, I guess they get bullied for watching it dubbed,
Uh-huh.
so they listen to the podcast, so they have 4 friends plus others who like agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't
We do have people in Japan.
usually watch things dubbed, but it's given me a new appreciation.
Like, there's stuff,
For it?
if it's very, like, Japanese culture heavy, I usually watch it subbed, because I feel like it's
I don't know.
weird
I feel
not
like
to.
arguably sub over dub is pretty, because that's just the way the vision was made.
Yeah.
But dub can be good sometimes.
Yeah,
but something
if it's good, I like
If it's
it.
good, if it's good. That's really all it boils
Yeah.
down to.
something happened to me that kind of like scared me. Like
Uh-huh.
I watched Dragon Ball subbed,
Yeah.
and like
Oh, that's nice.
I have a friend and he watches it dubbed, and they've taken whole parts of it out. Like huge chunks of it are just like a character is like gay,
Uh-huh.
and there's like
They
not
just don't address
not
it. Same thing
present.
happened with
Yeah.
Neon Genesis on
Yeah.
fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
They wrote out a gay character in the dub translation.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
So
It's
much.
fucked. But
Yeah.
anyways, what isn't fucked is episode 92 and
Yeah.
93 of Naruto.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, let's not talk about it. We open with a flashback montage. Nawaki getting the necklace from Tsunade, him like smiling, his dead body, and we see Dawn wearing the necklace and his dead body and Tsunade's bloody hands. And then we see Tsunade alone thinking about this stuff in the present. It's sad. It's very like, yo.
It's
Read that like a monologue.
dark
I was
as
like, move.
fuck.
Yeah.
When they put the widescreen and everything.
Yeah, I know! And it opens up with like a flashback and it's like, oh, hi Tsunade, it's
like-
me, Nawaki, and I'm happy and alive.
Look at exactly.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Milwaukee's body too.
Oh yeah, his dead
Which
body.
is like
Which remember,
really
his dead body
fucked.
is so fucked up that Orochimaru thought Tsunade wouldn't even be able to recognize it.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
Orochimaru is a dick.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
a fucking ass.
But like beyond like being a terroristic, but like as a group when they were friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
How did they
that's
keep
why-
him around?
You're wondering why he like burst into the place on his fucking snake, because that's just the person he is.
He's always been an
Like,
asshole that they tolerated.
he just likes pissing people
I
off.
just think that maybe like
Stop.
like he's
But
just
it's
one of
who
those
he is,
guys
you can't
like
change gym.
I guess it's just the group dynamic where if he's like around the other two, he's a dick, but maybe one-on-one, he's just like the greatest.
Yeah, he's like really nice.
Like he goes fishing with Jiraiya and he's like, tell me about your lady
We
charm,
all
man.
know one of those people.
Yeah. Oh, Jiraiya and Orochimaru going fishing together is such a cute image.
Just like, I just imagine Orochimaru would be a great person to have a conversation with.
Yeah, but only one-on-one.
Yeah, only one-on-one. Like, he helps Tsunade, like, fully through, like, trauma and stuff.
Oh, yeah. But it's mostly anxiety-fueled is the thing. That's why he drinks so much.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
That's why. He's a dick when he drinks.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
no,
and since he's an alcoholic, he's just, like,
attacked.
always drunk. Yeah. Why, are you a dick when you drink?
I don't know. Am I?
Not
Orochimaru
particularly.
needs to
Not
go
at
to
all.
AA.
Okay, you got really drunk recently,
Yeah.
and I ran into you, and you were like, Raj? I'm like, what? You go, I really appreciate you. And I was like, oh. Thank you, I appreciate you. And you're like, I really appreciate. And you like shook me, and I was like, okay, thank you. Like, it was just like a really
sounds
like,
scary, but certainly not dickish.
No, it was such a like a loving.
That's what
warming
Orochimaru
feeling.
is like when he's sober.
So you're not a dick. You're like sober Orochimaru.
Yeah, Morgan has both kissed my forehead and grabbed my ass while drunk.
That I have.
Also, like sober Jiraiya. Naruto continues to push himself to the limit all night. That's what he does now. And Tsunade actually goes to where he's training and watches him. And she's like haunted by the weight of Orochimaru's offer and unsure of what she should do. And this is when it's really like, oh, is she contemplating maybe sacrificing Naruto because she's watching him train, you know? She continues her evening at a gambling house. And in the meantime, back at Orochimaru's hideout, Kabuto asks Orochimaru what they're going to do if Tsunade says no. And Orochimaru's like, well, first of all, we'll use force, obviously. That's why I keep you around, Kabuto, because you have your arms and shit. But also, Orochimaru is pretty sure that Tsunade's going to say yes. He really thinks that she'll cave for Naoki and Don.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because Orochimaru, I think, thinks about death a lot.
Yeah.
So he is really gambling on kind of like this innate guilt of death that I think that kind of talked about in the last episode. He really has. Like, I think that he's obsessed with like avoiding death. So in his eyes, why wouldn't Tsunade take this deal? You know, it's
and
like,
he's so obsessed with death that he doesn't see that her saving the village means more than bringing back two people from the dead.
But also, like, are they really being brought back from the dead? Like,
I
they're
know, right?
kind
Because
of not.
it's just like
It's
their
not them.
spirit in another person's body.
Yeah, and he can also control them to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Like, also, he already brought back her grandfather and killed him.
Well, that's true.
if she takes that deal, I don't know. Naoki's a genin, so he probably wouldn't do this. But Orochimaru might just be fucked up enough that he takes them and is like, okay,
it makes him
destroy the Leaf Village.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely something Orochimaru would do. I think no doubt. Yeah. We come back to Naruto. He's still struggling to maintain the power of the Rasengan, like with rotation and everything. He can't really get it right, and he like the harsh words of Tsunade ring in his ear as he struggles to stay standing while he produces another Rasengan. And then we cut to a week later, and we're at a gambling house, and Tsunade's like, okay, tomorrow morning, I've got to give Orochimaru an answer. Yeah. And then Jiraiya stumbles out of a strip club, and the girl's like, come back again soon. And he's like, what if I come back right now? No, just playing.
It was so... I don't know why, but there's some things that Jiraiya does, and I'm like, he's so, like, gross and, like, pervy and awful. And then other times I'm like, he's so just quirky and funny. And, like
which is
he's someone I was like, what if I come back right now?
That's the problem with, like, canceling Michael Jackson. He's creepy, but he's, like, quirky. So Jiraiya and Michael Jackson are on the same level of cancel.
Unsay that.
No. Michael Jackson's fucked.
Yeah.
But a lot of people won't cancel him.
That's true.
In the same way with Jiraiya. We want to cancel him, but a lot of people don't.
People are just like, oh, he like fully...
I don't see why you guys are stumped with, like,
what I would say is that Jiraiya does some fucked shit, sure.
Yes.
But I think fundamentally, like, he wouldn't, as we see later in this episode, I don't think he would ever drug anyone. Which is why he was so like, oh, this is what's going on.
No, I'm not saying they're on the same level of canceling.
Well, Michael Jackson raped kids.
No, he did. I'm not saying that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you exactly said they're on the same level of cancel.
No, on like the cancel level, on like the charts of cancel, like why people won't cancel Michael Jackson. I'm not talking about like specifically why they're getting canceled, but like canceling in the adjective word of cancel.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're just saying they're both.
I understand what you're
Nick gets me.
Trying to say, but failing.
Gets me. I'm not failing. Guys, this makes total sense. It's losing. You guys are just too white for me. I think that's just what's happening.
We'll see.
Hold on. I think what you're trying to say is that people excuse the weirder parts of Michael Jackson and just say that he's quirky.
Mm.
But Michael Jackson is not quirky. They weren't like, oh,
no, but quirky wasn't the best word. But
Thriller was a really quirky song.
Yeah, no, exactly.
In their minds is like, I think it's different. And
I agree. I would agree.
I think that everything that no, that's a lie. I was about to Raj myself.
Oh, it sucks so much.
I think that Jiraiya never. I think that what the show tries to do is Jiraiya always gets caught in the act, and it's kind of like, it's bad, but it's yeah, but it's like, I don't think, do they do enough? No, but I'm not trying to tackle the Japanese on this episode.
I'm definitely not saying they're on like.
It's just
I think I agree with you. Like Jiraiya does fuck shit, and then we say, "Oh, he's just quirky," because all of his fucked shit kind of stays at a certain level.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, I think I personally, personally believe pedophilia outweighs quirkiness and like the.
No, dude, yes, it does. No, I'm not talking about the pedophilia or anything. I'm just saying in the concept of canceling. Oh my fucking god. Okay, listen.
You're ignoring the main.
No.
Pedophilia.
You guys are just not listening. Okay, hear me out clearly. Not talking about the pedophilia or what exactly Jiraiya does. I'm just saying they are canceled, established. They're canceled.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but a lot of people will not cancel Michael Jackson. They will still hold a lot of love for him the same way we hold a lot of love for Jiraiya, but he's canceled.
Okay.
That's fundamentally
Okay, I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying.
I would say people hold the love for Michael Jackson because like the music and what it means to them. I won't cancel
I don't think anyone
Jiraiya's
holds
also
love for
an
Michael
anime
Jackson as a person.
character.
Though.
That's so wrong. That's
but do you really think people are still like
100%? People still rock with R. Kelly or Michael
there's
Jackson.
also people that say the Holocaust didn't happen. So
well,
like,
that's
there's people who idolize the Columbine
stupid.
shooters. People are always going to support fucked up
but
people.
like, I think what Liam's trying to say is Jiraiya never hits a level where you're like, oh, this is like
unforgivable. Yeah.
Like when Itachi does like
He gets close.
that Gen.
But he
jutsu
saves the
thing.
lady.
He saves the lady because he has a level of.
Obviously, Jiraiya's not as bad as
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
All right. As long as we agree on that.
Dude, that's never been the point. Jiraiya, what? Michael Jackson's
Question.
not like.
For the episode title, do I get Allie to edit Jiraiya inside of a Michael Jackson outfit?
Yes.
Give him the Thriller suit. It's
All
like
right.
the same color
And
scheme.
whatever the HBO documentary about Michael Jackson is called, we'll just replace Jiraiya in the name of it.
Yes.
What is it?
Neverland Ranch?
Yeah, Neverland. We'll call it
It's
Konoha Land Ranch.
Leaf Village Ranch.
Yeah, not at all in bad taste.
Naruto Bridge Ranch.
Oh my God, stop.
So yeah, Jiraiya stumbles out of the strip club and he considers like how much guilt was on Tsunade's face when he asked what she wanted with Orochimaru. So he's thinking like, oh, something is definitely up. When Jiraiya returns to the hotel, he once again notes that Naruto hasn't returned, which has been the norm over the past week. Naruto's been staying out, just constantly training. Shizune goes actually to check on him and finds him unconscious and like helps him out a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Jiraiya, check on that boy.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
You would
like,
fucking Shizune immediately was like, clearly this kid needs someone looking out for him.
last time we talked about this, we were like, oh, well, he's still, like, watching over him. It's very clear. And they
Here?
make it very
No,
clear.
he gives up
He
on
does
watching.
not.
Yeah.
He's
No,
like,
no.
oh,
I
Naruto
think
hasn't been back.
he might have been before, but here he gave up.
Doesn't he say that to like Tsunade? Like when they're at the bar, he's like, I haven't seen.
Yeah, he's
Naruto
like,
in a while.
by the way, have you seen this kid? 'Cause
The whole point, so
He hasn't slept 2 whole weeks.
he had to train Naruto. That's why he was watching him.
Yeah.
But now, but his mission was always find Tsunade.
Right.
He just happened to train Naruto.
Now we found
on the way.
Tsunade, so it's like,
Dude,
fuck
who
it.
cares?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Naruto? We have the fifth Hokage. We
I've
don't
got a
need
week
Naruto.
to kill. I don't need to pay attention to this bitch.
Exactly.
So Jiraiya goes to Tsunade's hotel room and invites her out to a bar. There, he inquires about her bet between Naruto, and this is where he's like, have you seen him? Because he's been gone all week, and like, it's kind of your fault because like, You told him to master an A-rank jutsu in a fucking week.
Which is also Jiraiya. Why are you trying to guilt some?
Yeah, right.
So this is the thing that
I feel like
you
Jiraiya
equally don't care about.
Big oversight from Jiraiya. He left him out. He left Naruto out of his sight for like an hour, and then Naruto opened one door and boom, Itachi Kisame. Like, and Naruto was gonna go with those guys. Fully.
No, if Kisame hadn't threatened to cut off his legs, Naruto would just be with the Akatsuki.
Walking.
Have you seen that meme where it's like, let's not forget that Itachi is going to kidnap Naruto and politely knocked on his door.
Literally. He was just like,
don't even try.
He was like, well, all right. You look like Sasuke. You're pretty hot. I'll come with you. Whatever.
Older Sasuke.
Yeah, right? Older Sasuke sounds good to me. Yeah. But so Jiraiya orders the special. He gets some food and a drink, and he doesn't notice Tsunade slipping some drugs into his liquor.
I didn't notice it either.
I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was salt.
You know, I had a feeling.
It does look like salt.
First of all, Katie,
don't ever go outside ever. You'd be like, why is that?
Goes on a date and gets
salt
drugged
in
and
my
is just
water?
like, oh yeah, I love some salt in my drink. No, I did have a feeling that somebody might miss it because there's one shot of her pouring the powder in and many shots of her giving side eyes to Jiraiya being like, what? He's gonna drink it?
She makes it look so obvious.
Yeah, I know. She stares at him for so long. Yeah. But
also, what is that special? He orders that special twice. It's some androgynous food. Like it looks like spam.
Couldn't tell you. This
might be
motherfucker eats soap, like canonically. So I'm not surprised.
He just unwrapped a bar of soap and ate it. I don't get this.
Yeah, bro.
guy.
No, Jiraiya's inside
His
smells
brain
so
is
good.
so fucking fried.
Oh yeah, no, like that's why he acts so fucked all the time. There's nothing but suds up there. It's crazy. Later, Tsunade returns to her room and finds Shizune waiting for her there with Naruto in the bed to rest. Examining the boy, Tsunade finds that he is dangerously exhausted and his right hand is severely burned from the concentration of chakra in it. That's crazy that chakra does that.
I've been there.
Well, sure, overexert yourself till you're burned and practically dead.
It makes sense because, like, in the Kage fight, like, chakra literally moved particles of, like,
I know.
pieces of things.
But it's just, like, insane that, like, fucking their energy is, like, fire, you know? It literally burns them with the amount of energy that they're producing. Tsunade is remorseful for betting so dangerously with the child, but ultimately blames Naruto's condition on Jiraiya, which, like, yeah.
Fair.
Still, Shizune's kind of like, well, you're kind of responsible too, but, Jiraiya could have done something.
No argument from me.
Shizune demands to know what Tsunade will do in the morning, revealing that she'll put her life on the line in a fight against Tsunade to stop her if she's planning on teaming up with Orochimaru.
What happens is wild.
Yeah, I know. Tsunade just fucking claps her, like, punches her, and...
In the back of the neck, I think.
A chop to the back of the neck, and Shizune just drops. It's like...
Yeah, I replayed that one back for a second time. So quick.
To be fair, badly animated.
Well, sure.
It was just like,
it was the hand
moves fall. It was like, what?
It was the hand equivalent of someone unsheathing their blade, closing it.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Tsunade, like...
It was really sad.
Makes a betrayal. Yeah, straight up.
How are you about to do that to your lesbian lover?
I know!
I could never.
It's sad.
Katie, I won't ever.
In the morning, back at the bar, the bartender's like, Jiraiya, you've been here all night. You gotta head home. But he tries to shake him awake, and Jiraiya falls to the floor because he's been drugged. He's unconscious. Orochimaru and Kabuto rush back to Tansuku Town. Thought he was dead.
I was like,
You're like, oh, skirt.
The suds really messed him up now.
It's for the sacrifice.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, right? Maybe. Like, absolutely that's a valid thought.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, she drugged him to kill him.
That's what I thought at first.
And then she already has Naruto unconscious, so she could just kill him too.
Maybe that's why she
knocked out Shizune.
Lover.
That's straight up. I was like, oh my god, she's gonna sacrifice them. Oh.
Holy shit, yeah. So we cut to Orochimaru and Kabuto coming back to Tansuku Town, and Orochimaru is like, yo, Kabuto, can you kill Shizune really quick so that she doesn't fuck shit up? And then we see Kabuto remember that time that Orochimaru was like, if you want to defeat me, kill Sasuke now. Because, like, this is another thing that Kabuto's being trusted with, that without it, Orochimaru might not succeed. So it's like, what'll he do?
Did I miss something? It was like Kabuto's supposed to be, like, I felt like that came out of left field. It was like, Kabuto's my right hand man. Kabuto's my right hand man.
Yeah.
Don't really trust Kabuto.
It's weird. There was, like, briefly, when he was in the hospital with Sasuke, he, like, held a scalpel up to Sasuke's neck, and it was like, oh, is he gonna betray Orochimaru and kill Sasuke? But then he just didn't.
Well, no, Kakashi came.
If you want to kill him, do it now.
Yeah.
Buddy. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I think they fully do it just to set up what happens later.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it literally is for
Yeah.
that because there's... Well, we'll get to it. Shizune regains consciousness and finds Naruto standing over her. And she's like, oh, shit, what day is it? Because Naruto was supposed to be unconscious for at least 2 days. But it's just the next morning. He's already back at full health because... Fucking, like in the Land of Waves arc when he stabbed his hand and it healed immediately, or fucking those needles were popping out of him. Nine Tails chakra helps him heal really fast.
So they were both knocked out for a day.
Yeah, Naruto for a day, Shizune for like a night.
Oh, because I was being like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That must
Tsunade
be
just
so
went,
much pain.
boop,
Yeah.
And they're just like,
No, it's
day.
fucked.
It's like,
Cold, dirty ass floor.
Yeah, but Shizune recognizes that like this healing is probably from the Nine Tails. She's right. Naruto though,
That's the tea.
like another reason that he's up is because he's so fucking excited because he's like, yeah, I fucking got the Rasengan, I'm ready to go. And Shizune's like, do you? And he's like, well, no, but like I'm feeling it today and I'm gonna wing it and like.
There's that bitch face again where her eyes go diagonal and it like.
I mean, I love the line when he's like, I'm just gonna wing it. That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And so Shizune runs to the window to try and find Tsunade. She's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here and stop her from doing this with Orochimaru. And she's stopped by this kunai flying past her face and stopping her. And it's like, oh shit, what's going on? Naruto runs up, and it's just Jiraiya, who's like leaning against the wall, sweating, and he can like barely move. And he's like, guys, Tsunade drugged me. I think she slipped me a Mickey, he said.
Yo, I was like, how did that translate?
Like, what is happening?
He like says something about how he can't even throw a kunai straight.
Yeah,
because he's
even though
so-
he directly
he
threw one
went
straight at
so
Shizune.
straight.
Yeah.
Like, but also, what was his goal?
Well, okay,
I don't know.
so I think it was just to make an entrance, because all of these Sannin are fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
But the last thing he knows
Uh-huh.
is that Tsunade drugged him. So he's going to Tsunade's place.
Yeah.
And he thinks
Oh, to
she's
confront.
there.
So maybe he thought the window
So
opening
he's
was Tsunade, and he was
throwing
like,
it to just
"Fuck you."
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You
Um,
dropped
But also,
me.
the fact that he threw that kunai so straight, even though he's so fucked up, I feel like that's just like, that's how good the Sannin are. Like,
Yeah.
their throwing a kunai is perfect when it's fucked up.
I just liked that they were like that you can't throw a kunai straight. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Just like knock my head off. What are you talking about?
Well, more importantly, he says that he can't build up any chakra in the condition that he's in. Naruto's like, wow, what the fuck? You must have gotten distracted by how beautiful Tsunade was, you goddamn idiot. But Jiraiya's like, no. She made a drug because she's so good at medicine that I couldn't, like, nobody could have detected. Like,
she made a drug and a little packet thing.
Yeah.
That's
Respect.
true.
Nobody could have detected the drug, but they very clearly could have detected her putting it in his drink.
Well, yeah.
Because she just like
did it
tapped
with
in
style,
and, like, looked
as
at him and
all the
was like,
Sannin
"Boop."
do everything. Yeah.
Where was the bartender? Like,
He didn't give a
Yeah,
fuck. He
yeah.
was like, get the fuck out
He
of
saw it
here.
and he
You've
was
been
like,
here
"Eh,
all day.
whatever." Yeah. So Tsunade has gone to the same place that she met Orochimaru and Kabuto a week earlier, and she's waiting for them to come, while Jiraiya drinks like a fuck ton of water, as you do when you
Yeah.
have a hangover. And he's like, well, I'm only at 30%, but I should be good. And while this is happening, Kabuto is looking on from nearby, and he's like, you know what? Shizune I could assassinate. All three of these motherfuckers at once?
Yeah, this is a lot harder.
That ain't it. So he runs away.
which
Uh-huh.
to your previous point, Jiraiya's at 30%.
Yeah.
And Kabuto specifically says, I can't take out one of the legendary sons.
Yeah.
It's Jiraiya he's worried about.
Well,
If it was just Shizune and...
but he does take special note of Naruto. He's like, oh shit, and Naruto's here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he knows that the worst case thing, Nine Tails would start affecting
Well,
shit.
so I thought that, and then I was like thinking about it
Uh-huh.
after. And fucking, what is the group that Itachi and Shark Boy
Akatsuki.
are? Weren't they previously members of the Akatsuki?
Yeah, well,
What if
at
they
least
also-
Orochimaru.
What if,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Kabuto's this little bitch boy.
Right, so of course he
So
would be.
what if they're like, oh, we also want the Nine Tails? So what if he's like, I'm not gonna kill Naruto?
Because I want to take him.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean,
Kabuto's
maybe.
slimy.
Bad boys do seem to always be after
Yeah.
the Nine Tails.
And
Yeah.
it'd be a good 2-in-1.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So as Kabuto runs away, Jiraiya's like, oh, it's Kabuto. I mean, like, he, like, detects him, but he's like, okay, listen, you gotta tell me what's going on between Tsunade and Orochimaru. But Shizune's like, we don't have time, let's go, I'll explain on the way. Basically, because we already know, so. At the Tanzaku Castle ruins, Orochimaru approaches Tsunade and asks for her answer. And we then cut to the Jiraiya and company running to there.
So funny.
And Naruto is, he's like, oh, no way will she agree with this thing, but Jiraiya's like, actually, I know how much she cared about Nawaki and Dawn, and, like, maybe I'll have to kill her. Like, he's really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Also, he seems pretty confident that he can kill her.
Yeah. I know, he's really like, if I have to, I can drop her.
I would not be so sure.
Yeah, right? Honestly.
If I was Jiraiya.
Like, you're the one who just got drugged, you fucking idiot.
And he said he got beat up by her once.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know when in, like, their lives timeline.
Yeah.
It could have been, like, 2 years ago. You still think you got it. Like,
He's still mad as fuck.
Tsunade is remembering growing up with Nawaki and falling in love with Dawn. We get these two really nice like clip shows of their being together, and she agrees to heal Orochimaru's arms in exchange for him staying away from the village. But Jiraiya, and then we cut to him, and he's like, and by the way, Orochimaru might say he won't destroy the village, but boy, he sure will. And then also Naruto is upside down here for some reason. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Also,
and they just didn't address it.
that was a little heavy-handed of, like, the show. We know that Orochimaru's not going to keep his word.
Yeah, it's like...
He's Orochimaru.
That's right. No, but I was watching... I think it was last week's episodes. Orochimaru at some point was like, "Oh well, I never lie. If you give me my arms back, I'm gonna destroy the village." And my fucking roommate goes, he heard me watching it. He goes, "Hey, if there's one thing you gotta give Orochimaru, it's that he never lies." And I was like, "Well, yes, he does.
He does. Yeah,
his whole thing is
He's lying right now."
Also, doesn't the theme play as they're like jumping through the
Which
forest?
theme?
Orochimaru.
Oh, yeah, I wrote that down. No. Actually, Orochimaru's theme, I fucking wrote this down, bro. It's that organ shit where it's like, dun dun.
It's like the vampire.
Not gonna lie.
good.
Yeah.
This is gonna like make me sound real nerdy, but I'll listen to that for fun.
Yo, that
show
shit
is
is
so good.
Also, the outro to this new outro, I'm gonna be bopping that.
Oh, it's in my SoundCloud saved already.
No
It's
cap.
so good.
It's in your SoundCloud.
I save all of them. All the what was that fucking intro? The one where it's like really high pitched. Where it's like that was really good.
Oh yeah. So while Jiraiya is like, no, if Orochimaru gets his arms back, it'll be worse than just the village destroyed. Kabuto shows up at the ruins, and Orochimaru holds out his arms for healing, and Tsunade concentrates her chakra and moves towards the terrorist to like heal him.
Cute little orb.
Yeah, it's like you get a little glowing hand shit. That's what healing looks like. Question for you two.
Yeah.
At this moment, what was the thought? Did you think it was betrayal? What was betrayal? Like Tsunade walking towards him with the glowing hands being like, all right, I'm going to heal you. Did you think it was going to happen?
Yes, but I also thought that they had now changed the deal where he's not going to destroy the Leaf Village, but he's also not going to bring them back to life.
Yeah, so you thought it would just go off without a hitch?
For a friend, and then he was
You're very trusting,
Yeah.
Interesting you say that, because it's never implied that they're not going to bring the two back to life.
Yeah.
She just goes, I'll do it if you don't destroy the village.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even take that as that subtext that, like, they wouldn't revive them and instead they would stay away from the village.
Yeah.
Makes
that is
sense.
probably what they meant. Yeah, I think
that's
you're right.
What I thought
didn't
was
even
going to happen, and I thought that it was just going to be like, oh, she's doing a favor for her childhood friend, and then he's going to go fuck off.
What about you, Morgan?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
No, that's interesting,
but
though. I think that's valid as fuck.
That it was going to happen, but I thought it was like a redeeming thing where when someone gave the whole speech about how when you're Hokage, you give everything for your village and this and that, and I thought she was like, oh, I'm redeeming myself and like giving everything that I can to save the village by healing him.
I think that was Jiraiya. They're sitting in the booth and Jiraiya's like, all the Hokage dogs.
Yeah. She's holding them out. It looks like she's gonna heal, but then suddenly a kunai flies between them and forces them apart, and it's Kabuto, and he jumps down behind Orochimaru, and it's like, why did he break them up? Is he gonna finally try and kill Orochimaru? And so Orochimaru's like, I can't believe it. I've been betrayed by you, Tsunade.
Okay, so I'm stupid, and I heard this, and they did that whole scene. I was like, Tsunade through the kunai?
That doesn't make any sense.
Tsunade's like sitting there with the like glowy orb thing and a third arm comes out of Tsunade's just like,
That's what you think she has really big boobs, but it's actually just two arms folded up. And like she fucking she's you know that fucking spider guy in the Sound Village that we saw for like 2 seconds? She's his sister.
Whoa.
I was talking to Nick about it. Even though I knew what happened, right? I fully thought it was Kabuto who was like that scene was just really well done. He was
gonna betray Orochimaru.
Yeah, it was really well put
there's
together.
hella tension in these episodes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like Kabuto is like clearly talking shit. He talks shit to Orochimaru like all the time, like behind closed doors. He's just like, "Oh, good for you! You destroyed the village." La, 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 la.
But
so he's waiting for it.
Yeah, but that's how the episode ends with like this dramatic breakup of a thing. And so 93 starts, Orochimaru like sneers in disbelief. He's like, after all I've done for you, you would still try to kill me? Fortunately, Kabuto was able to see Tsunade did that glowy hands thing, but she was doing an offensive attack, not a medical one. And Kabuto, because he's a trained medical corps ninja, was able to see the difference, which is really, really interesting.
It is.
Though Tsunade knew that Orochimaru's claim that he'd leave the village alone was a lie, she tearfully admits that for a while this past week, she was thinking about giving into their offer.
And this is when they really animate the tears falling from her face
and it hits
onto the boob and then into the crack.
You really didn't need to do all that.
Also, last ditch, this is continuation of last week's theory. Basically, I think that she gave Naruto the necklace because she wanted to live. This is her last. She suddenly doesn't want to die anymore. Because why would she give him the necklace?
Well, so you're saying that if he masters the Rasengan,
that's
she
her
gives him the
will
necklace.
to live.
Kill Naruto.
Because every person that had the Hokage dream has died.
Yeah.
In her life.
Right.
And that's why she thinks Hokage is a fool's errand. Nobody's going to make it, and they die young anyways. She gives it to Naruto because if he can succeed at this, then she thinks that his safety is guaranteed enough.
Yeah. Naruto, if he's able to get the Rasengan, then he's proving to her that
and that gives her a will to live. By proxy.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I didn't even think about that because every other time that she's given the necklace, it's been in a situation of you want to be Hokage? Here you go.
Okay, I mean,
but this is him working for it.
To be fair. Right. Milwaukee and Dawn didn't have the Rasengan.
That's true. Well, that's what
they probably got caught lacking.
Yeah.
It's an A rank. We don't know how strong Dawn was. And we definitely don't know how strong Milwaukee was as because there's strong getting.
Yeah.
Kind
okay,
of.
what is your name? Is it Milwaukee?
No. Yeah, Milwaukee.
Did I call it Milwaukee?
I don't know what the name. It's such a shit.
But
name.
you're right. Because
let's call.
And
it
obviously easily body the third Hokage.
But obviously we don't know if Naruto gets the necklace or not. But if he does, then you're right. I think
she's a serial gambler.
Yeah.
The thing she's gambling on is not only on Naruto, but I would argue her life.
Yeah. And that's the irony of it, because she was only a fool bets their life.
Yeah.
But now she's doing it. Yeah, that's the grand irony. So Tsunade's I was gonna give up on everybody, but like you said, seeing Naruto, hearing that he was dreaming it and gonna do it, reminded her that what's more important than reviving Milwaukee and Dawn is keeping their dream alive, and Naruto carries it on, which means that Orochimaru's wrong. Everything doesn't fade away and die because it's that will of fire, it's that spirit that it lives on in people, even when people die.
Shout out to the will of fire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Is it a religion? What is it?
No, bro. That's just the.
Is it a mantra?
It's the mantra of the leaf.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's think wide open at our school.
Stop.
It's a little motto.
But we say it sarcastically.
Right. No, they say will of fire with the most seriousness.
I know. It's
they say it's my ninja way.
Yeah.
Shut up, guys.
I
classic.
Yeah, I fully forgot about that, and then I'm
the Nindo
Naruto,
business,
and I'm like, Nindo?
Nindo? You mean ninja way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, though, Tsunade wishes that she could heal the pain in her heart, but even though she's a brilliant medical ninjutsu specialist,
just like Gaara.
It's true, I know! She's like, it hurts here, and grabs her boob.
And
I
felt
it so hard. She was like, this pain hurts so bad and I wish I could heal it, but I know it'll never go away, and that's fine. And I was like, I feel that
and
so
she's
hard.
the medical specialist.
That's what my therapist told me to do.
Aww. So Tsunade charges Orochimaru and Kabuto, leaping into the air and kicking down with such force that a massive crater forms. Orochimaru and Kabuto leap away atop a wall, and Orochimaru laughs at the fact because he's like, "Oh, look at this, us so little friends, and now we're fighting. That's so much fun."
Hey,
how quirky, much like pedophilia.
No, ooh, that's a soundbite you don't want to live.
Oh, you guys are just killing me. What I said was not wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, Raj, please don't
No, it made sense.
Hey, Raj,
it makes
Raj,
sense.
Raj.
You guys are just, it's just going above your heads.
Hey, you're okay. One, what you said was not wrong. What you said was also not right.
Well, it's alright. It'll all come out clean in the edit.
We're just gonna cut that whole segment.
Just cut out.
Quite honestly, yeah. No,
Just-
cut out the segment, but leave this part in,
Just
so people
people
just
just
know
go
that
back
it
and
was
be like,
fucked.
did I miss it?
Yeah.
Just to be thorough,
Uh-huh.
cut that part out where you said pedophilia is quirky. And then kind of context.
People
that
know
can
the
really,
context.
Upload just that 4
Just that one,
nanosecond clip.
And you know what? No episode this week. It's just gonna be the clip of me saying that. No. Tsunade runs towards the wall where the two are standing on, and she like shatters it with a single punch. And Orochimaru and Kabuto are like, "Whoa, let's be careful here." Kabuto's like, "This is I'm just feeling very cramped here," and it's like not
Kabuto jumps
working
on a
for me.
stick.
He does.
Oh, like a stick.
Yeah,
a branch.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny because Kabuto's logic to me was, she can't get me up here. I'm safe. Kabuto's like, if I just jump higher,
Yeah,
I'll
everybody
be
knows
okay.
Sonin are scared of heights.
Yeah.
It's like that thing when you're a
Phobia.
kid.
Yeah.
It's like the thing when you're a kid and you're like, oh, if I just hide under the covers, the weird like
And
person
Kabuto's like,
that's
if I
big,
just
the
stand
monster
on a
can't get
branch,
me.
this lady can't get me.
Yeah, because she's scary and strong and single. Oh my god, legendary Sonin. It's like this.
Whoever
Yes,
wrote that line was going through something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They really internalized everything.
Scary.
Whoever wrote that line is either a simp or an incel.
Yeah. Or they just went through a really bad breakup.
Mm-hmm.
So they're dipping their toe into simp and seldom.
It was just one line, but if it reappears, we know.
But basically, Kabuto, it's a cramped environment, and he figures that Naruto and Jiraiya are probably on their way, so he's like, yo, let's dip and go somewhere that they don't know about. Immediately after, Jiraiya and company show up, and they're like, oh my god, look at this like rampage that Tsunade went on. But Shizune is actually relieved, because that means that Tsunade rejected the offer. Naruto wanders through the wreckage, wondering where Tsunade went, until he finds her jacket, because before she attacked, she like took it off. Right? Didn't she take it off dramatically?
Also,
Yeah.
I
It's so
looked
dramatic.
up what her jacket says, and it says gambling. It
That's
just says
dope. I didn't even know
gambling.
that. Well, it's like how Gaara's fucking forehead just says love.
it says like kake or something, which is like gambling.
Yeah, shit's not subtle in this show.
It's like I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, they spell mad shit out.
It'd be so funny if like you could read it and it.
I know, right?
said that.
Well,
I mean,
fucking-
but it would look stupid as fuck in English.
Yeah, well, fucking Uzumaki is a spiral, and Naruto's got spirals all over himself because it's just
Yeah,
like...
isn't it like a ramen?
That's Naruto is the fish cake that you put
yeah,
in ramen, and
the
then
little fish
Uzumaki
roll,
is
yeah.
that spiral that you've got all over the
It
place.
Like honestly, it looks cooler to see love in kanji
Oh,
than
yeah,
see
than say
love as a
love.
face tat.
But at the
Yeah,
same
could
time,
you just imagine though? It just said.
I was
duh.
thinking though, like imagine like a Western design, so it would be like a little edgier, like it would look different, you know? Imagine Gaara with like love tattooed in like bold font against his forehead, like some like Akira fucking cyberpunk
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's
Nah,
shaved his head,
that's
it's
like-
got love
They-
written on it.
That's
they
just
do-
way too corny.
They do that in Dragon Ball, and it just looks weird.
It looks
some people just have their
weird.
English names like.
Oh, yeah,
onto-
that's
it's
rough.
just like,
I
Yeah.
feel like though, if it really was aggressively like westernized,
Yeah. I feel like you
wouldn't-
could design
wouldn't
it so
be
love on
like
the
the
forehead would be
size of the kanji, and it wouldn't be bright fucking red on
Oh,
like the
yeah, no.
center of his forehead. It would be like
Oh,
you
but
know,
it
an
is
under
also-
eye tattoo.
also, it's
I
not
think
a
it would
tattoo,
be a
it's a
neck
scar.
tattoo because it's just like
Oh, yeah.
aggressive
Fuck
and like
yeah.
Yeah, but also
just douchey enough to be like, this is
we
Gaara.
found out that it's not a tattoo though; it's a scar. So if it was on his
Right.
neck, he'd be dead.
Well, it's your head's vital too.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Your head is pretty
Yeah,
vital.
I was about to be like, Gaara's just constant concussion from like that
Yeah,
scar.
bro.
Just
Or maybe
but
like down
he can't
here.
even sleep. So,
Yeah, Gaara's
you know,
fucked up in so
Yeah.
many
You know
ways,
how
bro.
like dude bros in high school get like things shaved in their back of their head?
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
one of my friends got prom with a question mark shaved in the back of his head
Yikes.
for
Oh
a
my
prom
gosh.
proposal. It was
Wow.
so dumb, but
I
it's so
really
cool.
hope she said yes.
She did. They were dating, but like
Fair enough.
Yeah.
it was like
So we didn't
Otherwise
even
it's
have to do it. They were already
no,
dating.
it was kind of like a power move, like big dick energy.
It's
but
certainly
whatever.
an optimistic way.
But I feel like he would have like a scar of like love on the back of his
Yeah,
head.
all I'm saying is I think it could be cool, but
So like, if you're a kid and you get like a lightning bolt, I've never done that, but then you have a scar of a lightning bolt like on your head for.
I mean, just
Being-
ask
being
Harry
short.
Potter. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, I was saying that the scar would be there, but it would be in the same spot as where
Oh.
you
Yeah,
Oh.
like it doesn't scar it in the real world.
Unless
when
you have
shave
a
your
really
head.
bad barber.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless you have a
I was
really
like,
bad
I was
barber.
like, ooh,
getting shit shaved in your head just
Ow.
nuts you. Yeah.
nobody told me that. I
That's
was like,
horrible. No, but so Naruto finds the jacket, and then Tauntaun, the pig, goes over and sniffs it,
I
and it's
love
like,
him.
I can track it.
I want him to talk. Why doesn't he talk?
I know, it just goes oink, but it says oink.
No, because they would give him a weird voice and we won't find Tauntaun.
I know.
Tauntaun's gimmick is that he doesn't talk.
I have a minor
it's just a pig.
problem with Tauntaun, and it's not Tauntaun's fault. It's Ultimate Ninja Storm 2's fault, because in that game you have to collect the pearls. Like I 100%ed all the games.
Like to put around Tauntaun's. Is Tauntaun wearing pearls?
Yeah. And it's
how have we not talked about that? That's
like
so weird.
Those pearls are, according to the game, really expensive.
Yeah.
But
only
not
the baddest.
But
so you had to go around and spend thousands
I had to
of Rio on...
walk. No, I just had to walk around and collect it. And it was just like, I don't care about these pearls. It was like 86 pearls. That can't fit on Tauntaun's neck in real life. So
yeah.
With 86.
They're very small. They're very small pearls. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, but it is weird. I do feel though that you're right, Raj. Tauntaun would have an obnoxious voice. It would probably be like a Cockney accent.
Yes.
Just give him random shit.
Me and my sister used to watch Naruto together, and for some reason she got in her head that the pig's name was Piggy Eno.
No, that's what Sakura calls Eno. That's cruel.
And so, like, my sister was like, I love Piggy Eno. And I was like, Tauntaun. I was like,
Eno.
Not Piggy Eno? But whose pig is that? Is it
fucking
Shizune's?
It's Shizune's, yeah.
Tsunade?
Oh, I thought it was Tsunade.
I think it's their
shared.
baby.
It's their yeah.
Baby.
They got a pig because they want to adopt a kid, but they like want to see like how it goes
if they
first.
can
Exactly.
raise something
So you
together.
get a pig for a
And
couple.
they get an expensive purple pearl.
Yeah. I mean, they spend money on it. They're gonna have a kid.
They spoil that baby.
Yeah.
I wonder if Tsunade has an allowance. Because, like, she's spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
No,
like,
she just makes stupid money back.
Yeah, because she randomly gets lucky. Although I also feel like the Sanin are all mad rich. I don't know.
They're all lords.
Yeah.
They're all called lord and lady.
The thing is, like, it's all about, like, caste culture out there and shit. So, like, would you not offer free services to Legendary Sanin?
Exactly. They probably get, like, free food and shit. You know how, like, once you're rich...
I think the only reason why Tsunade just doesn't get all that treatment because she changes her age so often.
Yeah.
I think they probably just have land somewhere and it, like...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's why Jiraiya is the most like recognizable Sanin.
Yeah.
It's because he's the only one who's just in real time.
And also, he's like a celebrity. Like with those fucking books and shit. Like he's going on like the ninja version of talk shows.
They're kind of like the Watchmen.
Yeah.
It's like strange.
Who watches the Sanin, bro? I mean, us.
It used to
Jiraiya,
be Sarutobi,
now he's dead. Meanwhile, on the new battlefield, Tsunade punches a crater in it, and it's like they're in this big rocky field somewhere away from Tansaku Town. Both Tsunade and Kabuto are breathless. They seem to have been fighting for a little while, and Kabuto's like, man, I'm not good at taijutsu, I'm getting all tired out. But Kabuto takes a food pill, which sort of brings back a little bit of his energy, I guess.
I did not like that crunching.
Yeah, it was like a pill. You just swallow it, and it's like...
That's the second pill.
Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable.
You know what? Have you ever eaten Tums?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I think eating Tums out loud sounds like. Just like if you get like
That's
a fistful of Tums.
ASMR.
That was almost like a jawbreaker.
He
It
chewed
was like
for
so
so
This
hard.
isn't
It was
the
so
first
crunchy.
food pill that we've seen though. Kiba gave one to Akamaru, and ate one himself, and that's what turned Akamaru's fur red. Do you guys remember that?
That much?
Maybe not.
No, I don't
Yes.
think so.
But so the food pills in this world are like sort of like steroids, because remember they amped up Kiba and Akamaru in the fight against Naruto. Yeah. I just want to like, we've seen it
That makes
before.
sense.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But so he takes one of those, and then he makes a series of hand signs that Tsunade recognizes, and they cause his hands to become enveloped in chakra. It's something medical. That's why Tsunade recognizes it.
We can't see it though. It's just like.
Right, yeah. It's just,
And
it's
then
something. And then Kabuto burrows into the ground and shoots up beneath Tsunade, like we were joking about, I think, last week, right? With the giant snake going into the ground and then shooting back up. He really does that
He's
shit.
like a fucking mole person.
Yeah. And so Tsunade jumps up to avoid him and then punches back down, and they leap apart and they're jumping around, they're punching each other until Kabuto manages to tap Tsunade's right arm and left thigh. And he channels his chakra into them like fucking the Gentle Fist, like a fucking Hyuga.
Yeah.
It makes the same noise too. It's like. And it's like.
It like happened, and I was like, "Whoa! Did he just like grab her butt? What's happening?"
I mean,
it's just
yes,
gently like. Boop.
but it was two birds with one stone.
He was
Yeah.
like, I'll never see a legendary Sunny again.
And I know she's single, so it's hard. So naturally, he's like, oh, I could have killed you with this technique, but it's really like difficult to aim during a battle, and also they don't want her dead because she has to heal Orochimaru first. So he runs forward, but he's like, hey, but if I did want to kill you, I could always just hit you in the neck with this kind of thing. Though he doesn't hit, Kabuto, like, he doesn't manage to hit her neck, but he does slam onto her chest, which causes Tsunade to, like, crumple in pain because he hit right in, they say intercostals, is that just the solar plexus?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she's, like, totally winded. And Tsunade's like, damn, I was never this quick in my prime.
And he also, like, his accuracy is great. Like, his glasses must be, like,
Oh yeah.
A1.
Oh yeah.
Orochimaru must be a great
eye doctor.
ophthalmologist.
Yeah. They've got good ophthalmologists in the Sound Village health plan.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Oh, we said we were going to endorse a candidate on this episode. Speaking of great
yeah.
health plans, NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast, officially endorses Bernie Sanders for president.
Oh yeah, Bernie, let's fucking go.
Bernie.
Do you think Orochimaru
was rough for me?
Super Tuesday was rough for everyone, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think Orochimaru has great health benefits?
No. Just eye doctors.
He just needs you to see,
Just
not live.
ophthalmologists. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If any other sickness, no. But the eye doctors, it's off the fucking wall. Yeah.
I love that. It's like, bro, what'd you get? The flu. Oh, you're fucked. What'd you get?
Your sty would be so fine.
My sty would be so fine.
Oh yeah, Raj has a sty.
I was gonna say.
We didn't talk about that. You'd never address a sty.
I don't want to address it.
Raj has a sty.
Guys, don't blow it up.
We have a remedy for it. It'll be dealt with shortly.
Yeah. We'll send you off to the Sound Village.
Oh my
It would
god.
be eye doctors and ENTs.
Uh-huh.
Which is kind of just everything because they're the Sound Village, so they have to have good ears too.
That's true.
But then they don't. There's not like an ear doctor; it's just an ENT.
Yeah. Oh man, do you hear that card peeling away? Everyone outside.
Yeah.
Kabuto doesn't do a lot of sound things.
He doesn't.
But he's this little bitch.
It is.
Wait,
Or does Orochimaru?
Exactly. Why isn't it like the Snake Village or something?
I think he just found like a bunch of traveling bands and just hired them.
Bro, musicians will do anything for a gig. Bro.
Yeah, so it's like fuck it.
Fucking Dosu and Keen and what was the other guy's name? Zaku?
Was that the
Oh my god, they almost said the craziest spoiler in the world.
Is it really?
The other C one?
William's probably said it on the Liam.
No, I have not.
Oh my god, no. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so funny. No, I think it was
I
like...
hate that. I hate when you do that because I just want to know and I want to Google.
You know what I'm talking
I'm
about,
not
Nick. You know what
going
I'm
to.
saying.
God.
Yeah.
That's...
No. But the point
It's
is,
with the Z. You're
yes,
right.
that crew was definitely just
a ragtag group of bands.
wandering musicians, and Orochimaru was like, "Hey, I'll give you a gig if you kill Sasuke Uchiha in the tuning exams."
It explains it.
Yeah, it'll do it.
Wait,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one guy with the 3 or the 4 arms would be so good at playing instruments.
Well, he's just
if
a
he
one-man
played-
band.
Yeah,
That's his gimmick.
that's what they got
That's
him.
what, and the other like they were all so quirky and look like they're in bands. That makes so much
That
sense.
does
Is
explain
that
their
canon?
weird, like, I would say it's canon now.
It's canon.
Officially marked as NaruTalk canon. So, Kabuto is like, oh, now that you're all crumpled and stuff, I'll be able to beat you easily. Or so he thinks. Because Tsunade does the same goddamn move that she did on Shizune. She fucking flashes behind him and hits him in the back of the neck with a fucking chop. It's the exact same fucking move. She loves
Tsunade's
back chops.
Fast.
Yeah.
Like,
So fast.
unbelievable. I knew she was strong, but
Yeah.
that speed.
I mean, it makes sense.
Also,
The games don't really like convey that well.
in
I know.
high-heeled shoes.
That's
Imagine
true, didn't
if she
even
was
notice that.
wearing
Oh yeah.
flats.
I
She would book
She was
it.
wearing like some Nikes.
Yeah.
She would have been gone.
She would have killed that shit.
She would have run through it.
Yeah.
That's why Naruto was wearing no shoes, because he knew that if he was gonna talk trash, he better run away quickly, and he needed the
Ultimate-
foot support to like.
Ultimate speed is barefoot.
Yeah, so Tsunade's attack sends Kabuto sliding across the ground, which is crazy because theoretically she shouldn't even be conscious based on the damage that Kabuto has done. And so he tries to stand up and attack again, but he can't. When he tries to move his right arm, his left leg moves.
Okay, this looked really stupid.
It looks
did.
stupid,
But it was
but
so
the idea
cool.
is the coolest
Yeah.
fucking thing.
But he was just wiggling around like a
Yeah,
worm.
but the application of medical ninjutsu into an attack like this, because basically Tsunade turned her chakra into an electrical
funny.
impulse.
Yeah.
He's flailing around
He's
on the
just
floor,
flailing.
and Orochimaru's just sitting there like.
Yeah,
He's like, oh!
He's like, now you know how I feel.
Yeah. You can't move your arms either. No, but like, yeah, she sent that electrical impulse into his brain, which mixed up his nervous system. So when he tries to move one thing, another. That's fucking
And
incredible.
Orochimaru explains it to us in
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
most Naruto explaining way
I
of
know.
all time. It's like, here's the human body.
Yeah. Now he'll surely lose. Yeah. So while Kabuto is wiggling around on the ground, Tsunade heals herself the best she can, but she's very low on chakra, so it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then Kabuto kind of learns how to move his body.
That made me so mad.
Yeah, right?
It would not have happened that easy.
Well, I think it's just showing...
that fast.
Remember, Kabuto is as strong as Kakashi. That's what they said. He's probably about as strong as Kakashi.
Which means that Kakashi could duke it out with a legendary Sonic.
Which is
or at least,
sick.
I don't know if he could... Like, Kabuto is losing very clearly.
Well, sure.
But, like, he can at least survive.
Yeah,
Listen, if Kakashi and Guy teamed up and went against Asani, that would be... I'd see that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Guy...
The Kakashi and Guy together could kick Orochimaru's ass. Yep. Absolutely, no doubt. Yeah. Sure. Well, so Kabuto figured out how to move, and he charged at Tsunade with a kunai prepared to kill her because she's still healing up. She's like not, and she's really weak from his attacks from before. But then a smoke bomb blows the two apart because, dramatically as always, Jiraiya, Naruto, Shizune, and Tauntaun have arrived.
Before it was like a smoke bomb, I was like, who just threw a tiny cannonball at her?
What is that? Orochimaru broke out the gun? What's going on?
It looked like it was going at her chest. I was like, who the fuck just threw a tiny cannonball?
Orochimaru just pulls like a pirate pistol.
Yeah. I didn't know this was One Piece.
I was so fucking confused. I was like, oh, it's a smoke bomb.
The gang has shown up and they're standing between Tsunade and Kabuto.
I was also confused because the smoke bomb was purple. So I was like, why would you poison both of them? That's
foolishness. No, just smoke. Yeah. And Orochimaru and Jiraiya say hello because another weird thing that you might not have realized by watching the show, they have yet to interact.
Yeah. They've dodged each other. They've been in the same place.
Yeah, because the Leaf Village was trying to recruit Jiraiya to take Orochimaru down. But they never actually interacted at all.
But they keep missing each other like a fucking cartoon.
Wasn't he he says something, like when they explained the Akatsuki, they explain it in a way that it's like, Jiraiya, I've been looking for Orochimaru, and I've been keeping tabs on him. So,
but I don't
Jiraiya's...
think they've been having lunches.
No, but that means that Jiraiya's really bad at tracking down people.
Well, he did find out what the whole Akatsuki was about, and they seem very secret.
Well, so I feel like Jiraiya might be keeping tabs on him in the same way that he keeps tabs on Naruto when he's training.
Which is to say not.
He checks in every 3 days. He's like, yeah.
Still there?
He summons a little tadpole that's
He's
just
like, you go!
And it takes the tadpole years to get to Orochimaru's hideout, but then he comes back and Jiraiya's like, everything okay? Alright, sounds good to me.
It's
I'm gonna go back to the strip club.
Frog.
Yeah. But yeah, they say hello, and Naruto sees Kabuto. Another weird thing, last time Naruto saw Kabuto was when he dropped out of the tuning exams.
I got a little mad at this because he has a sound ninja headband.
Well, sure.
And Naruto... fully doesn't realize that the entire time.
No, that's my favorite.
They invaded your whole village, and you can't figure out.
Well, it's my favorite Naruto trope. It's Naruto knowing nothing ever going on. Yeah, he's so lost.
Although, Naruto wasn't there for most of that. He was chasing after Gaara,
right?
Or asleep.
It's so crazy how little of
Naruto's around for. I know. Yeah. Tsunade doesn't wait for Naruto to figure out what's going on. She leaps into another attack against Kabuto, but there's a bunch of... It's actually pretty well animated, and she's dodging all these attacks, and Kabuto, he keeps dodging all of her attacks, but she's still, she has the momentum until Kabuto stabs his own hand, or, cuts his wrist, actually, with a kunai, and flings the blood at her, which stops her in her tracks, because she's fucking terrified of blood, and now she's covered in it. So now that she's immobilized, Kabuto punches her, sending Tsunade flying back into Shizune's arms, while Naruto, once again, is like, guys, alright, now that we've done that much, can somebody please tell me what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Poor Naruto. Honestly, I'm being a little too harsh on Naruto.
I know. And
I think that Naruto is 12.
Yeah, right?
He's a real person world.
He's a fucking child. Yeah. And you know who else is harsh on him? Kabuto, because he's like, you know who probably would have figured it out by now? Dipshit. Sasuke.
He really goes so hard.
I've never been more offended for a character.
I know. He knows exactly what's going to make Naruto tick.
Naruto works so hard. What the fuck does Sasuke do? Nothing. He lays there with his curse mark and he's a little bitch boy.
Yeah.
I know.
Which also points out that, Naruto had that whole fight in the forest with Gaara, and, nobody heard about that.
Yeah.
Naruto is still the same Naruto that did not have that fight.
Yeah, I know. and it sucks because Naruto doesn't believe in himself, but if Sasuke was there, he would be like, actually, Naruto's stronger than I am.
Yeah.
Would he really, though?
No, he said that to Sakura.
He did.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, Sakura was like, yo, thanks for saving me, and he was like, actually, it was Naruto.
You gotta stop
You
taking
sound
it
like a bridge. Yeah, you sound like don't hug me, I'm scared.
So this is when Jiraiya's like, Naruto, you fucking idiot, look at his goddamn headband.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. And then Kabuto's like, yeah, dipshit, I've been a spy this whole time.
But Kabuto flamed him. He says, you're not even, I was scared of you because I thought you were
the Nine Tails, but you're actually
you're
a bitch.
You're a bad ninja.
Yeah.
And they go, what?
Well, it's sad not only because he compares him to Sasuke, but also Naruto probably looked up to Kabuto.
Yeah.
Like
Kabuto was cool.
He was a cool older kid who like
people.
swooped in and was like, yo, let me help you out. Yeah. So Tsunade, covered in blood, is more shaken than Shizune has ever seen, and the two sit silently off to the side, with Shizune trying to help her master and like being like, hey, buddy, you don't have to do everything alone. We're here to help you. Like, we're cool. Kabuto continues to mock Naruto, emphasizing his uselessness. He's like, bro, you're fighting against the Sannin. What do you think you're gonna do? Fucking make a blue ball in your hands,
really
make some
did not.
spirals?
Kabuto is...
He's a roasting
He's
god.
mean.
He's so mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair,
He'd
he'd have to be to hang out with Orochimaru, because Orochimaru's mean as fuck, too.
When he was facing
Fair.
death, like, Asani was about to kill him, he still called Tsunade single. Like, he still, like, takes the opportunity to roast. If he dies, he dies. But he'll get a
they
few
go out of
jumps
their
off.
way to be assholes.
Oh my god.
Kabuto Comedy Central Roast 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get Kabuto on the podcast. But Kabuto is able to bait Naruto into a head-on attack with all these insults. Jiraiya calls for him to stop because Jiraiya can't help. He's still all drugged up. He's like at around 30%.
I wonder what everything looks like to Jiraiya.
Yeah, no, he's seeing
like,
double. Like he's
over.
fucked.
It's like everything's bright. The sun is like in his face. He's like,
Yeah.
It's like Tsunade just like flies out. It's just a blur of like white and red from the blood. And he's like,
He's like, stop moving so fast.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm gonna throw up.
Naruto, you have to stop. I cannot watch
Stop
this.
saying what is happening.
The only person you can see is Orochimaru, who's been standing there for seemingly like a half an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
staring
because
at
Orochimaru's
things.
very still. Naruto, running towards Kabuto, creates clones to attack from the right because he can see that Kabuto still hasn't fully recovered there.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like respect.
Naruto's kind of a good ninja. People just shit on him because he's dumb, but like he's good. He's good.
a baby.
Yeah,
He's learning.
He is.
He is.
He learns
like,
very quickly.
This is similar to like he realized that Shikaku's weakness was
Gaara waking up.
Yeah, like, and then he was like, okay, I know how to tackle this. So he's getting enough experience that he's got like battle knowledge.
He has no basis. Like
Yeah.
like Sasuke, right? He used to train out back with his older brother and his parents.
Yeah.
Naruto's coming in with nothing except street smarts. Like he knows how to deliver newspapers and steal bread to eat, but that's all that he knows how to do. You know what I mean? He's got no like
Does he
at
also
home
know
ninja.
how to take a money clip and throw it
Yes.
to scare a guy? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Basically anything from Oliver or Newsies,
Yeah.
Naruto's got on lockdown. Huh?
John Mulaney?
Oh, I didn't get that
You said
reference at all.
street smarts, and then I said street smarts.
Oh, I don't know John Mulaney.
Should.
Oh,
John
he's been
Mulaney.
catching a lot of cats, so he knows the streets like
Oh
anybody
yeah,
else.
it's true. Yeah.
Facts.
The point is Naruto's coming at it. He's very disadvantaged youth.
When's the last time Naruto said believe it?
Oh,
I can't remember.
You know why didn't he tell Tsunade to believe it?
We say believe it more than Naruto.
Oh, without a
At this
doubt.
point,
Last
yeah.
couple
Yeah.
episodes.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
really shit on him for a while. I think he just got it all out of his system.
Yeah, for real.
Well, yeah, because he'd say like every 2 seconds he'd be like, I don't know, what do I want for lunch? I think ramen.
They
Believe
hired
it.
more
Yeah.
than 3 writers for the show.
Yeah, right. And then so finally they could use other words.
He had an editor and he was like, guys, why is believe at the end of every sentence?
And they're like, we needed to reach the maximum minutes. And they're like, bro, put in content.
Yeah.
Like, tell a story.
Yeah.
So Naruto's clones run at Kabuto, and Kabuto just fucking drops him.
Yep.
Like, it's actually, it's fucking sick the way he takes him out. He throws his blood in Naruto's eyes at one point.
That's
and he just
wild.
But basically,
Gross.
immediately.
Also.
Gross,
Yeah,
sure.
so
But
gross.
almost
We're
immediately
in the middle of a
Naruto's...
pandemic, so that's a little
Yeah, right?
gross.
I was like,
He gives Naruto the coronavirus. And he sends Naruto, he wipes out all the clones and sends the real Naruto flying back also into Shizune's arms. Then, this is where, we talked about it last week. I don't know if it happened in last week's episodes, though. It's like all mixed up because we're recording last week and this week back
3
to back.
weeks apart.
Yeah. But Naruto flies into Shizune's arms and then she spits poison needles at Kabuto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kabuto's like, oh shit. even though like I basically figured out how to move, I can't quite do it. I'm not gonna be able to move, and so he literally just throws his head down and blocks him with the fucking headband.
So
no, but
cool.
he just, it was cool.
It's cool
but
as
he
fuck.
sets it up like it's not as cool as the way he set it up in his own head. He was like, it was like, I gotta dodge this. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and then just wait.
But it's hella resourceful.
I think it's rarely as cool as we set it up in our own head.
Yeah.
You don't think about it. Like, Kabuto just did a regular person move.
Yeah, no,
there.
he just kind of moved his head down a bit.
Yeah. But hey, it worked. Then this is where he takes a plasma because he needs to regain some of the blood that he's lost.
And like wrap that up a little bit.
Yeah, you would think
like
it must be some kind of like magical ninja pill that like lets them grow their blood back, I guess. Yeah, I mean, who knows how ninja shit works. But basically, this causes Shizune to recognize that Kabuto's a medical ninja.
To say they were real.
Wait, what's real?
I was trying to think of like a real life
Plasma
application
pills,
of what it
and
would
then I
be.
thought she was gonna be like, "Those are a thing. You've never heard of it?" And I was like, "What?"
People with like
ready.
severe ankle and knee injuries, like some sports people, what they do is they take the plasma out of someone's body and they basically re-rinse it. So like the more circulation you have, the faster your body heals. Right?
Oh yeah.
So they do that so that like people's like joints.
Wait, that's dope. I actually didn't know that. That's fucking
just,
fire.
like,
Yeah, so maybe that's sort of what the plasma pill does. But
Yeah,
like,
it's probably very similar
instantaneously.
because you mean you can get plasma. You can't. They don't have
Yeah.
plasma pills. Like you
Right,
have to
right.
get it like intravenously.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Kabuto's like, hey Orochimaru, it's time to finally take off your bandage. And so Orochimaru undoes the bandage on one of his arms. We don't see anything happen, but it's like clearly implied that that must mean something, you know?
That was purple.
Oh yeah, no, his arm has rotted off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, I'm not a medical ninja,
Right.
but he should be very dead from an infection.
Yeah, you would think. Well, he's probably close.
Yeah.
That's why he can barely even move.
I would chop off his arms immediately.
They keep talking about how his wounds.
Yeah.
Which is really fascinating because visibly you can't, like, they're purple, which makes me think that he's bleeding really heavily internally.
Yeah.
Which is really bad.
In my mind, like I've said before, but in my mind, fucking his arms are rotten. Like they're dead and they're rotting off on his body.
But if they were rotten, he wouldn't have been able to lift it up.
Yeah,
and
that's
bite
true.
It a couple episodes.
But
the fact that he can move his arms makes me so mad.
It's
no.
So,
I feel like if you're bleeding internally, if you bite your hand, you could bleed.
Yeah, no.
If you're bleeding internally,
that's
but if
what
your
I'm saying.
arms are dead and rotted off, they
You
can't.
can't
I was
move
agreeing
your
with that
arms.
theory and disagreeing with the rotting off one because there's no. When your arms are rotting, there's no blood left.
Yeah.
So you would bite and that shit would just fall
I'd be
off.
like, oh.
Either way,
Your thumb
they're
would fall
fucked.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty fucked up.
But
right
also,
now.
Kabuto's like, yo, Lord Orochimaru, take off your bandage. And that's the first time that Naruto realizes that this is Orochimaru. He's like, oh, shit, that's who we're up against?
So, somehow, it got disseminated through the village that he lost his arms. Like the Anbu just, gossiping at lunchtime or whatever.
Sure.
But, like, he doesn't really know anything else. It's kind of interesting how, like, information disseminates to the village.
Yeah, but I just think it's crazy that this is the first time Naruto's seen Orochimaru's face.
Yeah.
And, like, he's
fought them as the
grass ninja. Yeah, it's and
arguably
he's
more terrifying.
Yeah, but he's probably mad surprised. He's probably like, "Yo, this doesn't look at all like the person with the melty face."
Well, yeah, because at one point he looks at him and he goes, "That's Orochimaru."
That's right now. Yeah, that's now.
He's like, I was like,
Yeah, but it's crazy.
I always forget
exactly
like,
how little people interact with each other. Yeah.
Wait, Mori just made me realize something. Orochimaru was a grass lady who was also Orochimaru, who was also a random ass lady.
A random lady.
So
on the
Orochimaru was three people stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, like a motherfucking Russian nesting doll. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I like that.
Jiraiya tells Shizune to. He's like, yo, you need to take care of Kabuto because I'm gonna face Orochimaru myself. And all these cats like stare each other down as they prepare for what will surely be a legendary duel. And that's the end of episode 93.
Woo!
What do we think of this week's episodes?
It's just more hype.
Yeah. It's very much setting up for next week being like, yo, the Sannin are gonna fight.
I'm so mad that Orochimaru can move his arms because that means Sarutobi kind of died for no reason.
I know, but he can't do jutsu.
But that's also kind of.
I feel like he can just in a lot of.
I think
things.
But that adds to it, that he
really
died
slow.
for no reason. That
Yeah.
He's this unstoppable evil force. Like for him to die for no reason like that just
like
adds to
all he did was
cred.
slow Orochimaru down.
Yeah, that still adds to like his
Yeah.
terrifying force.
Like he became a person who like Sarutobi was pretty sure he was the only one of the 5 Kage he could defeat to like somebody that Jiraiya, Naruto, and Tsunade could give trouble to. You know, so he really like took him down a couple notches.
Yeah.
So
I thought just some thoughts that I had. 92 I thought was a very beautiful episode. It was the one where it was really just Tsunade thinking about what she was going to say, and I thought there's this concept of ma in a lot of Japanese filmmaking, which is it's Japanese for nothing, but Hayao Miyazaki calls that the element that's really popular in Japanese filmmaking where just nothing happens. If you watch the movie Ghost in the Shell, there's a 15-minute long sequence of just the city. It's nothing. And it's
Is that when they go like fishing? And
in Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah.
It's just
so good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's this space to breathe. And oftentimes in Naruto it's just like still animation. It's like, well, this is annoying.
On the toilet paper.
Exactly. But I thought in 92 it was actually used very beautifully.
Yeah.
It was very contemplative.
The animation changed a bit.
Would flashbacks be considered ma? So like the swing flashback?
No, I think that's just annoying flashbacks.
Yeah. Okay.
Miyazaki describes it as he claps his hands and he calls it the space between the clap. And like
that's a beautiful way to describe it.
Oh, bro, because Miyazaki's a goddamn genius.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed that a woman would drug Jiraiya before Jiraiya ever drugged a woman? Just saying, a little surprised by that. Yeah. But overall, any hot takes or cold takes?
It's the
I feel
Batman
like
versus
I'm
Superman
talking a lot
of Naruto.
But
Yeah. You're the guest. Talk as much as you want.
Yeah, keep going. I'm losing my voice slowly as we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've been dying.
I thought that I've watched a lot of fighting related anime. And a lot of the times, it's just like that weird thing that they do when they move really fast. It's those black lines when they hop up and down. But Tsunade and Kabuto's fight, like
they
fight,
went out of their way to throw some
really good.
Well, and it's funny because usually it's like either you get a well animated episode or you get a poorly animated episode. But lately they've been switching studios like several times in it.
Yeah.
Like for a fight, you'll get a cool looking fight, and then for standing around, you'll get the motherfuckers who just draw a still picture.
Yeah.
And honestly, I prefer it that way.
There were like when they jump around in the background, like there's a part where like Orochimaru and Kabuto jump back, and like Kabuto does this weird flip in the background, and it just looks like Kabuto's legs are just flailing around, and that looked kind of bad.
Well, sure,
but
generally,
yeah, like I appreciated the fighting animation and the close up, and that field is beautiful. Like the field that they're just sitting on is a beautiful place.
And
to
it
fight.
gets you hyped for next week when in that field we're gonna see probably the Sanin go against each other.
So
excited. It's exciting. But before that, we have to do reader response. First up, we gotta shout out our patrons on Patreon.
Woo!
Yeah! Yes, I'm giving you energy, Raj. Patreon shoutouts. Let's go!
Patreon!
Let's talk about our tuning to your patrons because we're recording all these episodes all at once, and to be honest, we ran out of new Genin patrons to put down there.
Yeah.
So come on over and pledge to the Genin
Come
tier.
get this one-time shout-out.
Yeah. Come. And
all is welcome.
yeah, that's right. And you get to listen to Rio Radio. But if you're at the $10 tier, you become a legend. Like, say, Dave Mata.
Dave Mata?
A beautiful boy. A beautiful boy.
A beautiful
dad. Yeah, it's true.
The dad of the pod.
It's true.
That was
We've got Pro Hendrix. Amazing.
Yes.
Truly
So
incredible.
amazing.
A lot of good music takes in the Discord, I must say.
Fantastic person.
Yeah. And we've got Luis. Famous for being amazing and helping us, supporting us, you know, and a good thing to be famous for.
Yes,
We also have our Joining tier patrons, Janie J,
Amazing. Wonderful.
I'm running out of adjectives.
incredible.
Incredible.
Amazing.
It's super good. Stephen B.
Fantastic.
Marvelous.
The best.
Studious.
Green.
Adventurous.
Damn it, that one doesn't fit. I'm just naming adjectives.
I'm running out of adjectives.
Yeah.
You
And
could skip me.
no. Executive producer
I can't.
and guest on the
As
pod,
well.
Nicholas Astor.
Astounding.
Astounding.
Oh,
Truly the
wonderful.
best. So funny.
Imaginative.
So
Creative.
you know how great Nick Astor is. You just heard him talk. Yeah?
My heart. right here. It hurts right here.
But hey, let us know what you think of Nick Astor and of these episodes and whatever else. You can do that by our email is narutalkpod@gmail.com. Our Reddit is r/NaruTalk. Our Facebook is NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast. On YouTube, we're NaruTalkPod. Instagram and Twitter, we're both at NaruTalkPod. Our website is www.narutalk.com. Nope, it's not that. It's actually narutalk.wordpress.com, my bad, but our Patreon. And that's the most important one, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what keeps us afloat. That's what keeps the podcast alive. It keeps ramen in our bellies and spoiled milk in our hearts. And that is www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. We've got tiers on the Patreon. That's why the shout-outs are different. That's yeah, and Discord access, lowest tier, but the best people. $5 tier, you get fucking Rio Radio, and it goes up as you go up. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and you're helping us all survive. You know, and do this because it drives us mad. Links for all of that stuff is in the description. This week for a reader response, I want to do something a little bit different because Jeremy G, who is a voice actor on Haikyuu and other shows, and is in our Discord. He's one of our patrons. He sent us a fascinating email. I'll read it for you. What's up, dudes and dudettes, and everybody in betwixt? I was having some adult beverages and somehow ended up writing this drunken tale about one of our favorite characters. I don't write, so I didn't know what to do with it when I found it and woke up, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. This is Jeremy, or Tootie from the Discord, which is, we were wondering who Jeremy was in the Discord, and he's Tootie. The English dub guy, basically. And he wrote a fan fiction, which we have been calling for people to send into us for literally ever. Yeah, right? Yes. And so Jeremy G wrote us a fan fiction, Manabu Akado, Sweater Vest Mustache Man.
Yes! Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Are we ready for this? Feel free to respond. Again, as we read, we have to respond. So if there's anything, treat it like the normal outline.
Can
you know
I
what I mean?
Hinata moans in the background.
No, unless it calls for it in a character.
I don't think you have the voice lift to do that.
Yeah, right?
Because now I'm all squeaky.
You do sound like Hinata. If there's characters that you need to voice, I'll call you over.
Okay.
So, listen. There has never been a time where I haven't dreamed about becoming a shinobi of the Hidden Leaf Village. Every man and woman in my family before me ran ramen shops, explicit entertainment stores, built bridges, sold flowers, anything but be a ninja. A couple of them even took part in carving the faces of the most legendary shinobi in Konoha history onto a mountainside. Wow. When I looked up at those Hokage faces, I knew I wanted to be more than a sculptor. I wanted to be sculpted.
Oh my god,
Holy
that's
shit.
beautiful.
Jeremy G, you wrote poetry.
I'm sorry, you were intoxicated when you
I know, it's better than anything I've ever written in my life.
This is insane.
I tried harder than anyone in the Ninja Academy. I was respectful to my sensei. I did all of my work diligently and precisely. I knew every answer to every question. I was the first one to class every day and never complained about any of the work. I'll never forget the day Funeno Sensei, I don't know, it must be Funeno Sensei? Maybe this must be an OC character. I wonder if it's
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I was going to say, he had, what's the teacher's assistant guy?
Mizuki.
He had Mizuki as his teacher.
Yeah, that was his sensei. The sensei took me aside and told me that he knew how hard I was working and told me I would grow to be a shinobi.
Oh god, wait, this sounds like a porno.
My sensei took me aside. A shinobi? Me? The kid who got made fun of for struggling to produce even one clone? Alright, that's just Naruto, Jeremy. What are you doing?
Hey.
Alright, okay.
You have to be respectful.
You're right. Okay, well, I'll see where it goes. The one that practiced that hopeless jutsu for hours before finally collapsing from exhaustion every single night? Waking up before the sun came up just to try and get even a little bit stronger? A shinobi? I would often drive myself to tears thinking about the life everyone expected me to have, a life full of the same thing every single day, relying on other people to be strong and to protect me, living the same boring lives as my family before me. I couldn't stand it. I wanted to be the strong one. I wanted to protect everyone else, but how? By this point, I was 9 years old and no one took me seriously. Everyone else in the academy classes could already make clones and do really cool taijutsu as well, but not me. I was still that failure that hadn't improved even a little. It wasn't always like this, though. Jesus Christ, this story is fucking ridiculous.
I love this.
I can't believe somebody really wrote fanfiction. I'm so happy. This is just insane.
I feel like you're crying.
I am. Like, this is a beautiful thing. Being younger, I remember being a happy kid, ready to take on the world. No one was better than anyone. Everyone got along until he showed up. Everything changed when we saw that Kakashi Hatake could do. He was doing advanced jutsu and wasn't even 5 years old yet. How could someone be so skilled at such an early age? When Kakashi graduated from the academy at the age of 5, that's when it started.
Oh.
He became the way we measured our abilities. The skilled thrived and the weak, the ones like me, became unwanted.
It's not canon.
No, none of this is canon. I slowly began to hate Kakashi. The more he succeeded, the more I seemed to fail. Kakashi became a chunin at age 6. I flunked the academy graduation exams. This is bananas. There's more. There's much more. I finally graduated from the academy, and I thought I was gaining ground. 10-year-old Kakashi just got promoted to Jonin. When he was 13 years old, he joined the Anbu Black Ops. By 13-year-old me, my family... everybody was telling me that it was time to find a new goal. It was okay that being a shinobi didn't work out like I planned because I tried my best. They said they were proud of me and wanted to see me succeed in something, but really they just knew how embarrassing this must all be for me. They knew I was never going to be a ninja. And they were right. I just wasn't cut out for it. I put my headband that I had worked my entire life for in a junk drawer and went to work for my dad in his haberdashery store.
Haberdashery.
Does anybody else want to read
that?
this? Y'all can take over if you want.
No, but you're like...
The voice of middle-aged mustache sweater vest man now? It'll take you out of the story if we switch it up.
We can't switch it up. Only if there's another character introduced.
Yeah.
All right.
But if it's all in his brain, then you've just gotta go.
Okay. Well, all right, fair enough. Over the next year and a half, I learned everything there was to know about men's clothing and accessories. If anyone had questions or problem with their clothing or style, they came to me. Manabu Akado had finally made a name for himself. Jeremy made some names.
I love this.
Each night I went home where I steamed and pressed my sweater vests and neckties with pride. Shoes shined, every button polished. I switched the boring rectangular glass frames for circle ones. Damn, he even got that down. That complimented my face instead of making my eyes look sunken. But something still wasn't right. Something was missing. Then it hit me. Facial hair. I knew it wouldn't be easy. My facial hair was still coming in like a burn victim's would after being scorched.
Oh, no,
Jeremy, no.
Okay.
This took a turn.
We're done with that one.
He's a little drunk. He's like
The point,
drinking
yeah, he's
right
drunk.
now.
Also,
Keep in mind.
I do not believe that he wrote this while drunk. He spent forever on this. He was like,
This
no,
does-
The power of drunk people is insane.
Yeah, that's true. The power of drunk people is insane.
The things
But
I've seen drunk people do.
yeah,
I
right?
tell you.
See, the things you've seen us do at your party while we were drunk.
I've seen someone in a mosh pit deflect 3 people with one hand while drunk.
Fucking,
What's
that's
your
some,
rush?
That was me.
No.
yeah, that's some Naruto shit
No.
right there.
Yeah.
Fucking flying around and
We
shit.
did do some shit that night too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
I love Monster
no doubt.
so much.
Yeah.
The point is, with enough time and oils, he would perfect his look.
That's so funny.
I was right. I forgot this is from the first person view. I was right. It wasn't easy. I went through many of the phases of beard growth. The patchy, the itchy, the awkward. I wanted to give up multiple times, but I knew I had to persist. I've been there. I'm
feeling my own beard right now.
You feeling that?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
I hit on the bristle a little
Up
bit.
in here.
It's no. Look
Yeah.
at you've got
You got a good shin thing
I'm
going on.
Yeah.
gonna shave soon.
It's we all have to shave soon,
Yeah.
but not middle-aged mustache sweater vest man.
Why'd you point at Morgan?
Oh, Morgan, do you have to shave?
We all have to shave soon.
Sorry that I pointed at you.
Point at Morgan.
No,
Point at Morgan.
I
This
didn't-
is bullying.
Morgan, it's okay. You don't need to shave. I'm sorry that I pointed at
My
you.
mustache.
No.
Heavily.
No. But here, 4 months later, it was there. A full beard. What I had wanted. I thought, then...
He used beard oils.
Then I realized all this work was for nothing because the facial hair made me look like a wannabe style icon. After a few hours of self-pity, I decided to shave it off.
I like how not specific that
I know, just...
He acts like a
non-specific-
style icon,
Uh-huh.
and then he goes, "Oh no, I can't be a style
Yeah,
icon."
I know.
He didn't want to be.
It's
a
what he
style
wanted
icon.
to be, yeah,
Yeah.
to work at the
But
haberdashery.
he can't look like he wants to be one.
Oh,
he
that's
has
what
to
it
just
is.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gotta believe it, man.
So I decided to shave it off. After finishing up my cheeks and chin, I looked in the mirror to make sure I hadn't missed anywhere, and I couldn't believe what I saw. I thought the facial hair was a mistake, but nay. It was the style I was wrong about. In that moment, I realized it was not the quantity of facial hair that made the look, but the style. There before the eyes was the answer to the puzzle. I whispered slowly and gently, "Mustache."
Oh my god.
It wasn't the most beautiful mustache, and there was a lot of work to be done, but boy howdy did I see the potential of that
Boy
mustache.
howdy?
Yeah, I'm reading this word for word.
Boy, howdy.
I know, it's powerful.
No.
I began to nurture and breathe life into that wonderful lip hair. My routine was precise and calculated, and 5 weeks, 6 days, 3 hours, and roughly 57 minutes, give or take, my mustache had become a thing of legend. I'd been laying low the past couple months until I was able to complete the look, not to come off as someone who didn't have my legendary persona together, but now it was time. My look was complete, and it was time to show Konoha who Manabu had become. I put on my best khaki pleated pants, freshly shined brown shoes with a belt made from the exact same leather.
This is intense.
Tucked in my plain white ironed button down, slid into my burgundy steamed and pressed sweater vest, tucked my perfectly tied necktie into the vest, and finally combed through my hair and mustache before putting on the circular glasses and walking confidently out the door. We have another character here. I'm trying to see who it is. Yeah, because I want to see who should voice it. Oh, it's the sensei. Who wants to voice it? Do you want to come over and voice the sensei?
Sure.
Come on. So, before putting on the circular glasses and walking confidently out the door,
Manabu.
I turned around with a ready-to-take-over-the-world type of smile and saw someone that would send me back to my academy days.
Manabu, I barely recognized you at first.
I couldn't speak. I tried, but I couldn't even make a small sound.
It's great to see you. How have you been? Say, where's your headband? No way you're going out on missions in that fancy getup. Manabu?
Still. I love the accent choice. It's very cool. You get out there and do some killing. Thanks, Ani, I'm on my way. Still, I said nothing.
Must be off duty today then, huh?
I looked down at my feet in shame. There he was. Well, she. We'll edit it. We'll edit it so she. No. There she was. The one person who ever told me they were proud of me as a shinobi. The one person who I thought was capable of being strong. When I finally looked up, I could see that she had realized it. Funeno Sensei knew that I had given up. What could I say now? So I said the only thing I could. I'm so sorry, Sensei. She seemed confused.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Well, you told me you knew I would be a strong shinobi, and now I'm just some haberdashery worker. I think, is that everything? Oh no, you have a monologue coming up. Sorry. Yeah, work it. I'll keep on reading. I couldn't even look at him. I could never have expected this. Of all the people to run into, I could feel the tears welling up in my eyes, and just before the first one fell, there was the pressure of a hand on my shoulder. I looked up to discover Funeno's eyes looking apologetically into mine. She carefully thought about her next words before saying,
"It doesn't matter if you are a shinobi or a haberdashery shop owner. Hell, you could be anyone or anything you want as long as you are happy and proud and living with no regrets. And if you are, then I am forever grateful for getting to be a small part of your figuring out where you want your life to go."
Holy fucking crap.
Still, fighting the tears, I began to speak. Sensei, you...
And I am so sorry if I led you to believe that you had to be a shinobi to make me proud. That was never my intention. Being a shinobi does not make a person good. Being compassionate, just, and loving makes a person good. Being a shinobi doesn't make a person strong. Being able to stand up for what you know to be true, even when you are scared, is what makes a person strong. And being a shinobi does not make a person successful. Being able to look at the person you see in the mirror every night before you go to sleep and tell them that you are proud of them, that is what makes a person successful.
Goddamn.
Manabu, I am so proud of you.
Through tears, I was able to force the words, "Sensei, thank you for everything." With a big smile, she said,
"I'll come by your shop soon. Maybe you can help me find a look to get me a date. Gotta get going now, though. Gotta get these documents over to the 4th Hokage's advisors. See you soon."
Damn. Thank you, Morgan.
Amazing performance.
I loved it.
Been that powerful.
That was, first of all, Shinobi with a southern accent.
Shinobi.
It's perfect.
I was also picturing a little old lady and then having her go get a date.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how long I stood there after she hurried off, but that's what I did. I stood there and let my mind go for a while. Was I proud of the person I saw every night in the mirror? After delving into the parts of my mind that I had previously tried to bury, I realized I wasn't. I was a fake. The dream of being a shinobi still burned deeply inside me, stronger than ever before, and I had been trying to douse that flame with a mustache and a sweater vest. Then it hit me. I ran back inside my house to that old junk drawer and dug out the headband that I had cast aside. This mustache and this sweater vest, they aren't for extinguishing the will of fire, but rather to fan it. Oh my god. Yeah. That has been my ninja way ever since.
Jeez.
That moment, I vowed to become a stronger shinobi than anyone could have ever imagined. I raced to find Funeno-sensei and thank her. She told me she was going to personally train me and get me ready for the upcoming Chunin exams. Everything was falling into place. But I failed. I wasn't going to let that stop me, though. I would take the test 100 times if I had to. After my 17th attempt, without even getting through the first round, it was beginning to look like it might take that many tries? I don't know. 100. Right. But every time I failed, I would think back to that day where my nindo became clear and continue to persevere. Then finally, at 27 years old, just when I was about to raise my hand to drop out of the written exam, that little yellow-haired kid shouted out that he wasn't going to give up, even if he was forced to be a genin the rest of his life.
That's crazy.
I'd never seen Ibiki-sensei so taken aback. In that moment, that Uzumaki kid reminded me of what it meant to be strong. I was scared, but I went for it anyways. Then, you all pass. Did I hear that correctly? Had I finally, after 14 years of trying to passed my first Chunin exams?
Fuck.
I could finally say 100% that I was proud of me.
This is amazing. I love this.
And now, Funeno-sensei, are you proud of me?
Oh my god. Oh my heart.
Wait.
With my last minutes of life, I'm writing all this in the hopes that it is recovered from the forest of death. The second exam proved to be too much for me this time. There isn't much time left
Oh my god.
before I'm gone, but I wanted to thank you one more time.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna die a proud man. I didn't get to succeed in all my goals, but a precious person told me once that being able to look at the person you see in the mirror every night before you go to sleep and tell them that you are proud of them is what makes a person successful. I couldn't have done it without you, Sensei.
Damn.
Thank you.
Fuck.
I hope I make you proud of me.
Oh, fuck.
Manabu Akado, middle-aged mustache sweater vest man.
Oh,
Jeremy G. Jeremy G for the absolute win.
Oh, wait. And all the character arc happened while drunk?
Yeah, that was crazy. Yo, that reveal at the end that it was a letter.
So good.
Jesus, I need to start reading.
He didn't
some
even remember
of these.
it until he was like.
That was.
Like the next day, he just found it.
You said you were gonna read them before.
What?
Never read them before.
I know that was finding out that live on air.
was
That's
so
deeply moving.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so please send in more reader responses like that. That was something else.
Wow.
Please write all the fan
Please
fiction,
write, yeah,
and Liam
every
and I
character
will
that we talk
perform
about.
them
Please
live.
give us a
Wait,
Yugal
that was
fan
so
fiction.
Throw
good,
us in
by the
there.
way.
Throw characters.
Yeah, throw us in there, please. God, next OC character, please make it one of us.
Yeah.
And if you want me to read anybody in an accent, I'll do it. That was so fun.
You can also specify the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in brackets.
Morgan and whatever.
Just email it to us.
I kind of like Morgan's freestyle though.
I love you.
Started
Yeah, off
out
the
as
dome.
me, and suddenly became
But you know what else you should do if you're out there? Like, subscribe, rate, whatever it is. If you're in the podcast app, you can give us a 5-star podcast review. I think you have to leave a written review for it to like really be good for us. But hey, to incentivize that, we'll always read one out on the podcast. I've been reading for a long time. Katie, do you want to read a 5-star review?
Sure.
Yeah,
Do
just-
you have a specific?
Yeah, just read the first one.
Sure. I can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
So, what happened
Niz?
is?
I don't know. It's like wow ha ha happen is. That's
I
their
love
name.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, it's like what happened.
Yeah.
What happens?
What happened? Oh.
That's how most people talk when they're drunk. Jeremy G writes Oscar stories.
Jeremy G
Most
is
people sound like this
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
They said, curbs my habits. Everyone is hilarious. Helps make my long Mondays at work fly by. I don't have to smoke, do heroin, or chew on rocks when I'm listening and laughing to the podcast. Basically, I'm not cool for the time I'm listening. 7 out of 7 Guy Sensei tooth twinkles for the sponge.
Yes.
Are all
love
three of
that
those
rating.
things
Rating,
I've
yeah.
mentioned?
Yeah.
I
They said
love
they don't
that, like-
smoke, do heroin, or chew on rocks. Yeah, that's.
Oh, people think that my things are the coolest thing ever. Nice, that's insane.
But yeah, 7 out of 7 guy tooth twinkles. That's an excellent.
Yeah,
I
that's a
love
good
me a
rating.
Guy Sensei.
Oh, dude.
I love
Yes.
Guy
Like,
Sensei.
the guy is.
The power of you.
He did it.
Anyways, tell your friends about this amazing podcast and all of these amazing people out there listening. Thank you so much to Glenn Federico and Ali Caruso. They're our graphics team. They're amazing people.
I know what my third wish is.
Oh, wait, what? How long ago did you say? Was that last week? Guys, we're finally going to learn Nick's third wish.
On the next episode.
Next time? Yeah! All right, listen. Next Monday.
It's just like Raj's white women segment.
Yes, white women!
Exactly.
So, next Monday, we're going to bring it all home. We're going to have Nick back one last time to talk about episodes 94, 95, and 96. So, absolutely do not miss that. It's going to be incredible. We're going to find out what his third wish is. I'm going to have to write that down so that I don't forget to make sure. But, yes. Make sure you tune in for that. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you, Jeremy G, especially for that. And, of course, all of our patrons.
That was beautiful.
Look, I love you. If you're listening, I love you. Like, from the bottom of my heart. I could look in the mirror at night at you and say I'm proud of you if you're listening. Which is...
Okay, Orochimaru looking ass.
Yeah.
I'm not on the Discord as much as I should be, but I'll pull up just to say I love you, Jeremy.
Yeah, right, for real. Yeah, I feel like I gotta get in there right now and be like, Jeremy.
Wow.
Whoa. What the
That
fuck?
was crazy.
Yeah.
Get drunk more, Jeremy.
Yeah, for real,
Write
bro.
us
Please
more.
give us a sequel.
Write
about the
us
sensei.
Oh my god, can I voice it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of weird if someone else voiced it.
Yeah, I know. You're the sensei. Yeah.
Hey, they do that
I
sometimes.
would love to play
Voice
Morgan
actors
playing
shit.
a
It's really
sensei.
weird.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
so
you're gonna have to play whoever the sensei goes on a date with, I guess.
God,
Yay.
So, yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Full circle.
thank you all so much for listening, and as always,
Be safe, have fun, believe it.